I am going to eat your soul and shit it out, Les Nicky.
Take a seat, rip open those trapper keepers, and welcome to the Horrible Film School. I am Chris, here with Ryan Hootie.
What's up, fellas? Excited, or should I say not so excited, to talk about this film.
You should be excited. And Mr. Nasty himself, my brother from the same mother, Joey.
Hey there, fellas. Not sure which version of Jennifer's Body you guys watched, but I made sure to check out the unrated version, for the 5 minutes of bonus content, wink wink.
Today's assignment, 2009's Jennifer's Body. The lesson. Even if your partner claims virginity, wrap up those naughty bits, because you can never truly know. See, this was a bit of a change of pace for us, fellas.
This was your pick, Chris.
This is a pick I have no regret about throwing in your face with all your bullshit intellectual shaming you've done of me in the past year and a half. So,
well, this film might be trying to say something too, Chris. Okay?
I hope you enjoyed it, man. As always, I like to start off with the bad review first, just to get the negative energy out of the room. So, by way of IMDb, we're going to start with a 1 out of 10 review, titled, "The Epitome of All Things Terrible." Important to note here, this was written in 2009, so essentially when the movie was released, versus our positive review, which would be more modern. So that may be a theme to keep in mind here. This is from Wooden Stake 30. "This is easily the weakest movie of 2009, and possibly the weakest movie I have ever seen. This might be a good movie if I had one of those straight-to-DVD junk movies. But it wasn't, and I wasted $6. I've contemplated suicide on multiple occasions after seeing this. First off, the plot isn't bad. There is no plot. Second, Megan Fox cannot act. Third, no one in this movie can act. Fourth, I found better crap on the bottom of my shoe. Lastly, I LOL'd, so it got 1 star instead of a -12. Don't see this movie even if it will save your girlfriend's life. She is not worth it, dude."
Were people back in 2009,
Misogynistic, man.
Super fucking jaded? What was going on in 2009?
This was right after the crash of 2008.
Was there a fucking outbreak of herpes at McDonald's or some shit?
I thought it was important to note here that he ends this review saying, "Do not to see this, even if it saves your girlfriend's life." There's some women-hating motherfuckers out there, man.
I kind of wish I had actually seen this movie when it first come out and then rewatched it now, for 13 years later to compare the two, but
so what's
that
changed,
wasn't
man?
The case.
Have you changed, or has the world changed? That's the real question here.
I think my taste has changed.
This came out literally the year I graduated high school. So it should have been peak me going, all over.
I'm sure you probably did a whole lot of that when you were 16, Hootie.
I never saw this, so I can't speak to this one.
But yeah, let's scrape that negativity off the shoe here and go to a positive review. A 10 out of 10, titled "Angry," by Vivian Fredrickson 31 from October 2021. "Why does Transformers have 7 stars, but this only 5.3? Come on, not fair. Was a while ago I watched this, but I do remember it was way better than Transformers."
Bumblebee!
I'm not sure that this movie connects to Transformers in any way besides Megan Fox. But
Not at all.
I don't know.
It was a weird segue, but I was like, someone thought this was a 10 out of 10. I'm gonna give them their 10 seconds.
One's a sci-fi action, one's a pure horror movie. Not really sure.
They both had comedic elements. I'll give it that.
Okay, there we go.
I think it's kind of telling that the fucking 10 out of 10 review is kind of cut and dry.
Yeah, it's just simple, man.
Yeah, 1 out of 10 is somebody actually giving points as to why they have their opinion.
I can't wait for the behind-the-scenes notes because I have a whole other take for you. But
oh, shit, okay.
But I will wait.
All right, well, let's see what he said. Let's get behind the camera. Let's see what went on into the making of this 2009 horror comedy directed by Karen Kusama, who you may know but probably don't. Hasn't done a whole lot of films, but she has directed some pretty decent horror / action thriller movies. The Invitation from 2015, which I've been trying to tell Joey was a movie from 2015 for like 6 months.
Yeah, but it's like the shitty version of The Invitation.
That movie is decent, honestly. And Destroyer, which was a Nicole Kidman joint from like 6 years ago, where she did like the full "I'm not attractive" makeup and like fucked up a bunch of people. So
that's always fun because you can't employ just an ugly woman. You gotta
I know.
Make a pretty
ugly people need representation.
I have one about the director. Is just except for Girl Fight 2000 and Jennifer's Body 2009, all of her feature films as of 2022 have been written by her husband Phil Hay. Is it time for a divorce?
That's fucked up.
I'm just saying because they all suck.
They all suck. Shit. Have you seen her entire filmography?
I got a weird credit that she actually directed in 2005. She directed the live-action adaptation of Aeon Flux. I don't know if either one of y'all remember that. Oh, man,
I remember that poster.
What would you call that, an anime? Like a Western anime,
It's like what they did with Ghost in the Shell, but like a lesser version of that.
Well, that's like a legit anime.
Yeah, but it's the same
this
style.
This is some Western style, like adult cartoon that had the from like the late 90s that had the eyelashes catching the fly in the opening credits. I'm sure Hootie doesn't remember it because it's like
Charlize Theron, right?
Yeah, it's Charlize Theron.
I remember the poster of the movie.
Yeah, it's got the eye with the fly in it, and those the pussy hugging spandex that this lady wore. Prepubescent Joey definitely has that seared onto his brain.
That's what the anime boys is all about.
Had some Blood Rain vibes. I did like that film.
I could see it being a video game adaptation too, but I have no idea. Film was most notably probably written by Diablo Cody, who had won an Oscar for Juno in 2007. Also went on to create a couple of Charlize Theron-led vehicles, Young Adult and Tully, known for her witty banter and her unique perspectives. This is the follow-up to an Oscar winner right here, dude.
Isn't that nice?
Isn't that something?
What?
Apparently she wrote it the same year that she wrote Juno.
Yeah, I have here it says it's the follow-up to writer and producer Diablo Cody and Jason Reitman's collaborative efforts on Juno. So Juno directly led to this. I think her other movies have been pretty well reviewed. Young Adult and Tully were both.
Yeah, I think Tully's supposed to be really good. She's also writing the Madonna biopic, which I'm not sure if that has any sort of like casting associated with it, but I think that's probably be interesting to see who they have cast to play Madonna.
Yeah, I'm surprised we've never gotten one of those. Now that I think about it,
is this the considering she's a girl from Detroit with a fucking British accent? But anyway, is this like the next era of film? Is the biopic like we had the Marvel era, and now we're moving into the biopic era? Because there's been a lot.
Yeah, it's been. I don't know if it's been an influx. Just people got bored during COVID and decided to write movies about people they liked. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, because like we got Ray and we got Walk the Line, but they were far apart, and it was a lot of time had passed. Now we got Elton John, we got Queen, Elvis. It's a lot.
I guess it's free IP, right? Like, yeah, we all know these stories of these people. Like, you're not going to learn anything. You're just going to see someone put on the show as this other character.
This is true.
All it is a big cash grab anyway.
Yeah,
you're just trying to introduce it to like a new generation of people.
I think Walk the Line did it right and hasn't been done correctly since. That's just my opinion.
Ray was pretty good.
I don't remember anything about Ray.
Georgia. Oh no! It's a fucking bucket of water. Ah!
Watching a blind man do heroin. It's always fun.
That's a good fucking Saturday.
You don't want any part of this shit.
Oh, I forget Walk Hard. Walk Hard is a fucking great biopic about a fictional character.
I reckon I'd like to try me some of that cocaine.
Cody stated one of her influences for this film was The Lost Boys. She wanted to honor that, and at the same time, had never seen this particular subgenre done with girls. So she tried to do a little bit of both. I did not get Lost Boys vibes, I will say that.
I didn't either. I'm shocked that was even attached to this film.
I don't know, the whole, like, her having to pretend to still be a high school kid while, secretly being a monster.
Yeah, I guess, but that doesn't scream
Maybe
Lost
it's
Boys to
loosely,
me, you know.
Yeah, but
It screams Teen Wolf.
It is. Megan Fox is balling her ass off.
Shit, if Megan Fox did a 360 through the legs, that would have been the shit. Though panned upon release, it has been repurposed as a cult classic in the wake of the Me Too movement. In 2018, Vox reported that a new critical consensus has formed that appreciated the film as a forgotten feminist classic. They said the Me Too movement highlighted routine sexual harassment and misconduct in the media industry, and the film story of a group of powerful men sacrificing a young girl for their own professional advancement was uncomfortably familiar.
So the two leading films of the Me Too movement happen to be Jennifer's Body, as well as that movie where Ben Affleck's ex-wife beats the shit out of her husband. What the fuck is the name of
Angel
this
Eyes
shit?
or some shit?
No fucking Angel Eyes.
It's
No,
Jennifer
it's like a
Lopez?
one-word movie where Jennifer Lopez beats the shit out of...
Peppermint?
What the fuck? No.
Jennifer
Peppermint
Garner?
is a film.
No, Jennifer... This dude's got to stop fucking people with J names.
Yeah, he does.
Jennifer Lopez. She
Jennifer
becomes a
Lopez.
boxer and beats the
Oh,
shit
I
out of her
remember
husband.
that. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck
We've
it's
seen a
called.
lot of those movies.
That fucking song, I'm a survivor, I'm gonna take her. And then she like beats the shit out of him, dude.
I mean, I know that we're three white men, so I don't know if we have like the basis for a comment on this subject, but I just don't know. I feel like you're digging too deep into a bad film to make that connection. The connection could be made for a film like Monster, where a woman was a
But
prostitute.
set it off, probably be a pretty good one too.
Well, according to this, it says it allows viewers to see the film as a revenge fantasy rather than a sexual fantasy, as Jennifer uses her own abused body against her attackers.
But that doesn't make it a good film.
It just gives you a different context than maybe you watching this in 2009, like Joey said. It would be a different vibe, you know.
See, that whole thing, I get what you're saying, but if that's really the consensus, like, to whoever's saying this, it's fucking stupid, because you're literally taking revenge against people that haven't wronged you in any way. Like, as we'll see later on, the fucking band is the bad guy, and they don't really do anything until, like, after the fucking movie to get their revenge.
Maybe we're being too literal. We'll get there. Last bit of note here. According to the screenwriter, Diablo Cody, the film was marketed all wrong. She argued that executives wanted to market this to boys who liked Megan Fox. That's who they wanted to see it. But this movie was for girls too, an audience they did not attempt to reach. Which I understand, because what I remember at the time was, come watch Megan Fox be hot.
Yeah, that's exactly what I remember, is that the scene from the trailer of the lake, which, while beautifully shot, in my fucking, how old was I when this shit come out? Like 22, something like that, 21, 22. All I could think of is like, it's a butt-ass naked Megan Fox swimming in a lake.
Yeah. But that's all I got. Generally, like I said, conceived or received negatively and retroactively has been cast in a different light. So, do with that what you will.
Joy, do you have anything?
Yeah, I just got one note here. One interesting factoid. The title Jennifer's Body was inspired by the self-same song by Hole, who just happens to be fronted by Courtney Love, on their 1994 album Live Through This, a song rumored to be based on the real-life kidnapping and subsequent torture of Colleen Stan.
That seems to gel pretty well.
Has any of us heard this song?
Oh, God, no. Why the fuck would I listen to this feminist shit?
Well, if you do research, Joy, Never mind.
If it was a Nirvana song, you'd have been like, oh, yeah, I'd hop right on that shit.
Oh, yeah. Especially About a Girl, or whatever the song was called that Puddle of Mud.
God, I love that
fucking
song.
Woo! So I have a couple of notes, but the biggest issue that I had with looking at little factoids about the film is the amount of comments from the creators, be it writer, director, actors, actresses, about the sexuality of this film. That's all they like to talk about. It's how sexy it is and how like seductive it is. And here's my example. Both Amanda, is it Seyfried?
Seyfried, yeah.
Both Amanda Seyfried and Megan Fox enjoyed the kissing and flirting scenes. While both of them understood that they were only acting a role, both women remarked that there was a legitimate physical attraction that they felt for each other.
Nice.
And it's just more of those type of comments by people involved with this film.
Well, this movie was like literally like sexual tension. The movie, like the entire movie, is just building up, their friendship through their I conceive as like a mutual attraction to one another.
And the last note that I have is someone else was given the option to be Jennifer, and that was Blake Lively, who turned down the role due to scheduling conflicts with Gossip Girl. Blake Lively is Ryan Reynolds' wife.
Is that the girl who's fucking Leonardo DiCaprio?
She's Ryan Reynolds' wife. Second time there. They have
She
kids
is now.
together.
She wasn't at the time, right?
What
does she do? Is she a singer or something?
She was on Gossip Girl.
Oh, so she's an actress. She hasn't been in anything, is what we're saying.
I think she was in 47 Meters Down, that classic.
Fuck is that?
Oh, yeah. That was one of those.
Oh, the Jaws ripoff.
Yeah, it was a fucking shark movie.
Classic.
Okay. If it's not Jaws or Sand Sharks, then I don't really give a fuck about shark movie.
Sand sharks? What the hell, sand sharks?
You never seen fucking Sand Sharks with Brooke Hogan?
No.
Brooke Hogan.
Oh, man, you're missing out,
Is
dude.
that Hulk Hogan's daughter?
Oh, is it ever?
Oh, goodness. That sounds like a fucking D-list movie.
That sounds fucking awful.
Does it have Ric Flair's daughter in there, too?
Oh, it's got a bunch of C and D list actors. I want to give a little cheat sheet, a little information to any would-be watchers who might want to check our review out before they watch the movie for whatever reason, to retroactively do that. Here's a list of words that are used in the movie that are teenage verbiage that you might want to do some research on.
Is the things you had to look up during the movie? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, this will help you understand certain moments in the movie. Cracked. They use the word cracked. I think that means crazy. Lesbi gay. I guess that means like gay lesbians. Salty. They use the word salty to describe beautiful people. Pussy is described in several different ways with the term front butt, as well as a wetty. A wetty is a wet pussy.
Yes.
Jello. Jello means, you're jealous.
Oh, okay.
Chris Pratt. Spoiler alert, Chris Pratt's in this movie. He uses the term Fagos.
I thought somebody they say Klaus Boss.
I think it's a little self-explanatory.
Like a yogurt? What's that yogurt company?
I think that's called Fago. Gomer. Gomer, I think that's slang or derogatory term for like a redneck. Shuddies. Shuddies. I don't remember what shuddies means. Penis cheese. I think it's a little self-explanatory as well. My favorite term that I heard, and I'm going to start using it like in my everyday speech, freak-tarded. Freak-tarded means like, I guess, freaky. Boo-boo means feel bad.
Well,
Tardy slip. Tardy slip is used to describe like a momentary lapse in okay. Sped, which I think means spaz, and plugging, which is when a girl is got her vagina plugged up for her cycle.
Administrative support.
And is carrying extra tampons for those who may need them.
A good friend, that's what that is.
So ends the vocabulary lesson of our portion of our lesson here.
All right, without further ado, let's take a good hard look at Jennifer's Body.
Joined a popular local nightclub in Devil's Kettle last night.
Yeah,
I feel so scrumptious.
goody for you. You know when you kiss a boy for the first time and it feels like your entire body is on vibrate? Yeah?
It's that good.
Well, that's nice. Me, I'm still a little bit depressed about, the giant smoldering funeral pyre in the middle of town.
MoveOn.org, needy. It's over. Life is too short to be moping around.
About some white trash pig roast.
That's sweet, Jen.
Anita, also known as Needy Lesnicki, played by Amanda Seyfried, who you may know from Ted 2 and Mean Girls. Once an insecure and studious teenager living in the small town of Devil's Kettle, Minnesota, is now a violent inmate who narrates a story as a flashback while in solitary confinement. Since childhood, she has been best friends with popular cheerleader Jennifer Check, played by the lovely Miss Megan Fox, known for Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and tons of young men's fantasies, despite having little in common.
You know, she was nominated in 2009 for a Golden Schmo.
The
for
hell's
best
that?
Best TNA of the year.
TNA
For her
of
work
the
on this
year?
film.
Is
Yeah.
it just
She
like
had
a
won it
porn award?
She won it like a couple years back or a couple years
Nice.
back, like 2007 for Transformers. But in
Boom.
2009, she lost it to Melina Ackerman in Watchmen.
Watchmen? Damn. God.
Oh yeah.
So Amanda Seyfried was also in Les Mis. Like,
Oh,
just
yeah.
Beautiful, fantastic.
That's right.
Good
It was
God.
like 3 hours long, fucking musical.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember that hoodie.
So good.
I remember
So
Hugh
good.
Jackman. That was about it.
Oh man, that movie's so good.
But she
And-
played Linda Lovelace as well in Loveless. I think I've seen that one.
I
It's about
found
a porn star.
a tidbit about Megan Fox that I found interesting. She's only 5'4".
She wore some super thick heels in this movie. I did notice that.
Okay, she always had like the long, slender body. It makes her look so much taller than 5'4". But yeah,
I was about, how old was that when Transformers came out? Like 19 or so. So, perfect age to get introduced to her. I think we're about the same age. She definitely has it's a very definitive look that I've always found very attractive. Still find the woman very attractive.
she had 3 children with Brian Austin Green.
Yeah, 90s guy. What was it? 90210,
90210.
one of those? Yeah.
Then dropped his ass for Machine
Boom.
Gun Kelly to wear his blood around her neck.
MGK, baby.
That's your mom. That is your fucking mom.
What's wrong with that? Woman can bang who she wants to bang. Does that make her a bad person?
No, it makes her a bad person when she's like sucking blood out of his body and wearing it around her neck and what other weird shit they do.
He's just part of that public persona, I think, of that guy at this point. I guess he's an emo guy now. I'm not really sure. He was a rapper for a while.
Yeah, just like he just blends.
I'm sure Joey's got some vinyl, some MGK vinyl.
Joey probably loves MGK.
I didn't know his name was Machine Gun Kelly. I've been calling him fucking Machine Gun Kyle.
I like Machine Gun Cow.
I ain't have a
He
fucking
sounds like the
clue,
next
man.
school shooter. Machine Gun Cow.
So when we talk about this front kick that Needy drops on his fucking corrections officer, dude, she kicks this bitch right in the fucking forehead, looking like Michael Chandler against Tony Ferguson.
Ah, fuck. Turned her into a chicken nugget.
That
Then
nurse
she
literally.
fucking turns into Liu Kang with a bicycle kick, man. God damn.
That nurse literally said, "Maybe you should incorporate more carbohydrates in your
She
diet."
literally just
Then she
makes a
drop-kicked her
suggestion,
ass.
hey, stop eating Pop-Tarts and eat like a fucking muffin or some shit. And then she fucking pop.
So at this point, we're like, 5 minutes in? And me going into this kind of blind, I was a little thrown off. I didn't know what the fuck was going on with the tone here or what we were really
Oh, they
getting into.
Tarantino your ass on this one.
I don't know how off kilter you felt in the first few minutes, but I was definitely confused as to what the fuck was going on.
I kind of like that. Had this movie not had the marketing it had back in 2009 when it first came out, and you didn't know that Megan Fox was going to turn out to be the bad guy, you would kind of assume Amanda Seyfried was going to be the antagonist,
Right, yeah.
based on it, starting with her in a mental asylum, and then she's looking at Megan Fox through that fucking window. like super evil and shit.
Yeah, they did paint that pretty well, as in because she looked like sickly and like she was hiding in her bed. Then you see this creepy stalker outside, who is essentially our main character, played by Amanda Seyfried.
So the more I watch this movie, I know you talked about how hot Megan Fox was. The more I watch this movie, the more I've come to think that Amanda Seyfried is like more attractive than Megan Fox.
I would second that all day, every day.
I think that mousy look like grew on me, man. I like that shit.
Even on the second watch, I was like, all right, I'll give it a try, but it's like the wardrobe just drug everything down, man.
And look at us, fellas.
I just feel like Megan Fox was hot when she was like 18, and it's like from there, it's like you're at the height of how hot you're gonna be for the rest of your life.
She pretty
like
much looks the same
year.
still, man.
I don't know. She looks like fake as shit now. Like you can tell she's had some work done.
We've come full circle. Chris has talked about how this movie is becoming a feminist film, and now we're talking about how hot the women are in the movie.
I mean, the men in here are attractive too. We don't take that away from anybody. These are
I
the
would
people
totally.
that get put in these movies. It's not our fault.
I would
Didn't
have
we
sex
talk
with
about
Chris
how?
Pratt.
Didn't we talk
Fat
how
and
big
ugly people
Kevin,
need to be in movies. Is what we talk. That's what we want to see.
Didn't we talk about how big Kevin Bacon's dick was in fucking Friday the 13th?
Oh yeah, it gets its own episode. Just as big.
Oh yes.
It's equal. This is a equal rights.
Equal opportunity, baby.
You know,
It's
equal
quite
opportunity.
intimidating.
We still got I always fuck up this kid's name. We still got Adam Brody to get to.
Dude, Adam Brody is fucking dope in
I
this
always
movie.
want to say Adrian Brody. One night, Jennifer takes Needy to a local dive bar to attend a concert by indie rock band Low Shoulder, led by Adam Brody, who folks may know from the OC and a pretty recent horror film that was actually pretty legit called Ready or Not. A fire engulfs the bar, killing several people, and Jennifer leaves with the band. I have a note here that says Chris Pratt ? What the fuck
Yeah,
was he
Chris
doing?
Pratt made a surprise appearance. This is way before Pratt was like
He was super
anything.
awkward, man.
Anything worth writing about. But yeah, man, you glazed over a few key moments in the film. We're introduced to Chip right before they.
Fucking Chip.
You glazed over Chip, Chris.
You
What the
glazed
fuck?
over
Chip,
Chip. What
Chip
you
did not
fucking
have
doing,
didn't
man?
get put in my notes here. Sorry.
Dude, Chip is so fucking funny.
Salty. What's salty?
Hey.
God, that fucking kid's hair,
First
man.
of all, he's out here being cucked by Megan Fox. You know that fucking little nerd. He never stood a chance.
When he was reaching for his belt to undo it. I think Jennifer's here. God damn it.
Yeah, this kid, man, he was in Scott Pilgrim versus the World. It's like one of my favorite movies.
Ooh,
But he
Thomas Jane's in
wasn't
that.
Scott Pilgrim.
As well as the
Thomas
person
Jane's like the 10th build person in fucking.
Hey, he's in it. He got a
Heaven
paycheck, you
almighty.
bastard.
Here's a little piece of like, I guess like movie trivia. Chip was played by Johnny Simmons, who played the role of Andrew in the Whiplash short. J.K. Simmons played the same character in the short as he did in the feature film.
Yeah, Miles
However,
Teller, though. Stole that shit
Johnny
from him.
Simmons was replaced by Miles Teller.
Yeah, of course he was. Get the fuck out of the way. Let Miles Teller in the room.
Damn, dude. But this kid was like actually in movies, and he was cast in a short. We're gonna go to production. Let's recast that motherfucking lead actor real quick.
Yeah, I think Miles Teller is leaps and bounds better than this kid. That's just my opinion. He also skimmed over a little line that I enjoyed that Needy talked about.
Oh, there's
She
a lot of
said-
lines right here that are funny as shit.
Said, "Sandbox love never dies." You know, and that's what I'm always telling you guys. You know, we played sandboxes back in the day, and I'm always saying that our love never dies in the
I think those
sandbox.
were
Here's
litter
a-
boxes, Hootie. We used to just
You
shit
know
on
what's
them.
funny about here's what's funny about that shit. I got a note here. Don't you and Chris have some fucking BFF shit y'all gave to each other, like a little like matching cock rings or some shit?
Yeah, they're magnetic, so when we get close together, they just naturally
yeah,
bring
we
our
just-
penises complete each other. We go space
just-
docking, is what they call it.
You get rock hard, dock, Eiffel Tower, the whole thing. Tummy sticks.
No, I don't recall exchanging anything like that. I do remember Joey doing something pretty similar with a certain piercing back in the day.
Yeah, it was a fucking nipple piercing.
You know,
Prince Albert, eh?
no. Let's talk about
You
the
got-
lip
you got-
piercing real quick.
You got a Prince Albert? Oh, we got a lip piercing.
Let's talk about
Hello.
how
Where's
Megan
Raul?
Fox's
Shout out
character
Raul.
had a fucking horse in her backyard.
So Joey
How
was
about
in
that
this
shit?
film. He was the dude who got eaten. The piercings.
I could see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
A horse in her
Now we're
backyard. I don't remember that.
Yeah, you didn't notice that? Literally a horse in her backyard.
In
why.
Minnesota? That seems cruel. Like it
In
would get really fucking
Minnesota?
cold.
They have cattle in Minnesota.
He said a horse.
No, there's a horse in her backyard, just
What's
chilling in her backyard.
cattle? I mean, it's a horse. It's a
I guess
cow.
they can endure the same amount of cold. I don't know anything about. I'm not an equestrian. Sorry.
There's a quote here too that while Chip is watching these, I got an obsession with Chip apparently.
Oh yeah.
When they're leaving, Megan is picking up Amanda, or whatever her fucking character name is, Needy.
Needy.
She says it smells like Thai food in here. You guys been fucking.
I did like that one too.
They walk into this bar, Melody Tavern, which they say the name wrong several times in the film. It's not they call it something else, but Melody Tavern, and it's equipped with a toilet covered in stickers and a bartender that sells beer by the case.
My man.
You see that? Did y'all catch on that?
I didn't catch that. Who the fuck?
He
is selling beer to?
handed a dude a 24-pack of glass bottled Budweiser.
Nice.
I was like, there you go. Here's what.
Catering, baby. I like it.
Jesus.
So, Joy, you said you liked Adam Brody here.
Oh yeah, I thought his comedic timing on like this shit he was.
Yeah, he was
he was
super
saying was
fucking
so
dry.
fucking funny, man.
Trying to get her
He
into the van.
says- He says, I think it's really important sometimes to try and connect with our fans in the shitty areas, too. Talking about why they're playing such a small venue in a small town.
And then they play their
Oh.
song, and I couldn't tell if it was good or not. I was like, this movie just had me so confused for the first 30 minutes.
He walks up after what happens at the bar happens. We're about to go over that. But he says, okay, this one's in shock. Great. And hands her a fucking thing of
Drink
whiskey.
this. Then he turns it up. No, more.
Yeah, I think he was definitely like my unsung. I wish we got more of him in the movie. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And thinking back on it, he reminds me of like what Chris Pratt does now. Like that's what he was doing then, you know, that kind of character.
You forgot a little tidbit about Chris Pratt. I thought was fun. He was once a stripper before he began his career, which I thought was pretty close to Thomas Jane, but not quite.
Not quite. Tommy's a different breed.
Are you saying that's something we forgot?
Now I'm saying I had a little tidbit
I don't
about
know,
Mr.
I
Chris.
say I wish that's something we didn't know. I wish you didn't even say that.
Well, here's something you may not have known. The screenwriter, Miss Diablo Cody, worked as a stripper for a while before she became a screenwriter.
Hey, here we go.
Apparently, we got to be strippers, fellas. And that's where we get successful.
She started a blog as a stripper. That kind of led to her writing career. So there's gold in them hills.
Fucking Megan Fox says to this dude, he thinks he's cute enough for me. And that's why he's in retard math.
Yeah, that was a good one too. Damn.
No, writing in this fucking movie was like ahead of its time. Like Diablo Cody, she is very good.
Charming,
At doing
charming.
what she does.
You're supposed to feel empathy for Jennifer, Chris. Okay.
It's a comedy though, man. It's subtlety. Later that evening, Jennifer appears in Needy's kitchen covered in blood and attempts to eat a rotisserie chicken. She immediately vomits a trail of black fluid and almost bites Needy's neck, but retreats and leaves. More scenes like this, please. I really fucking like this, man. The roar was pretty fucking fierce. I thought they would use that more after this.
Let's go back and put it in perspective of something that Diablo Cody says influenced her, the writing, of this movie. Let's go back to Lost Boys, when Michael is first becoming a vampire, and he can't control flight, he can't control wanting to kill his own fucking brother and shit.
He's chugging the milk, yeah. He drops the milk.
It's pretty much the same thing with this, like her trying to eat the
rotisserie
chicken and throwing up all that black goo.
It was a good fucking scene, man. I'm sorry, Hootie. It was a good fucking scene.
This is probably the best scene in the film. I will agree with you, Chris. I really enjoyed the scene. I did find humor in the fact there was a flashback to these two women as girls, and Needy was sucking the blood out of Jennifer's finger.
Her cut finger, yeah.
I've seen you two get cut, so I bleed. I've never had the urge to just start sucking on your body.
Well, you don't care about us.
I don't.
A fair weather friend.
Unless we want to talk about how catchy that song is.
From the band you're talking about?
You are an asshole.
We do want to save that.
You
Can't
are an
tell
asshole.
if it's good or not, man.
That song is catchy as fuck.
Is it good though? I can't tell that it's
It
joke
doesn't.
song.
It doesn't matter. There's plenty of songs that aren't good that are really catchy. Anything by 21 Pilots is like catchy, but it's not fucking good.
I mean, My Sacrifice got a lot of play, Chris.
Oh shit! Don't make me start a Creed marathon after this. The next morning at school, Jennifer appears fine and dismisses Needy's concerns, appearing apathetic to the fire tragedy. She later seduces the school's football captain and disembowels him. All the while, Low Shoulder gains popularity due to their falsely rumored heroism during the fire and offer to make a charity appearance at the school's spring formal.
This lucky motherfucking football
I know,
player
dude.
guy.
I was so fucking jealous of this dude, this actor.
Right before the scene right here where he's making out with Megan Fox, the pan up to him being on the football field is like super like Sam Raimi-esque.
Yeah.
But it's like playing It Dies Today in the background, which is like a cool like metalcore, hardcore band or whatever. That scene, like, it's super extra for this movie. It's almost to the point where, in the same way that the lake scene, how it was shot. You know, it's like super like cinematic, and it's very. The cinematography is like, it feels like it doesn't belong in this movie. You know, it's like it feels out of place.
Yeah, this is
It's
legit
good.
a good director,
Yeah,
regardless
it's
of
good.
regardless of who he's
Don't get
shitting
me
on her
wrong.
career. This is a good director.
No, I do
But-
not stand corrected.
This lucky motherfucker gets to make out with
From
Megan
multiple
Fox.
angles, man. That means it happened a lot. There's a lot of like,
Do you
all right,
know
cut, move the
how
camera,
many
do it again.
times I would have fucked this scene up on purpose?
That dude had a chub going the whole time, guaranteed.
So
20, 25 takes minimum.
I know you two both have, pitch teepees over here, but we did skip over the introduction of J.K. Simmons in the role of Mr. Robolski.
I got a note here about him. There's no fucking
probably
doubt about
bullshit.
that. I say this
I
was
mean-
my favorite. This was my personal favorite line of the whole fucking movie. He's talking about the people that died in the fire. He says, "Put aside your concern about who's a cool dude or who's a hoe."
I like
J.K. Simmons as Mr. Robluski from Spider-Man and Whiplash.
He goes in hard with this Minnesotian accent too.
He got a lot of play. I didn't think he was going to be in that much of the movie, but he
he
popped
was
up quite a
great.
few fucking times.
Yeah, his wig and accent were fucking priceless. But he also says, "We can't let the fire win." Fucking Megan Fox says, "The fire already won."
It's just like the classic asshole roasting the teacher in the back of the class. Just takes me back to high school.
So we've already mentioned Whiplash, Spider-Man, all of his great films. But I did not know that Mr. J.K. Simmons has been the voice of the Yellow M&M since 1990.
Oh shit, is that right?
Yeah, that is a tidbit on Mr.
So
J.K.
cool?
Simmons.
That's him?
Even in 2000, a video game was produced about the M&Ms called M&Ms: The Lost Formulas, and he was the voice of the peanut in that shit.
Fuck
This
yeah.
motherfucker will take any job you throw at him on him. Goddamn.
JK's a good actor, man. You can't shit on JK.
Well, I think now that he's considered like, top bill type shit, because he used to not be. He used to be bit parts.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be reprising his role as the fucking Eminem anytime soon. Hey, he was in The Gift?
Oh shit, he was in The Gift. I haven't seen that. son of a
Oh,
bitch
he was in The
forever.
Gift.
He was in Oz too. Oz was his breakout, right?
I think he was in Juno, and that's why
Juno,
he thought
yeah.
this would be like a...
Yeah, that
I
was
like
a
this
transplant
writer.
for the director, yeah, or the screenwriter.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the disembowel scene. This is the first real good look we get at what Jennifer is.
All the animals get to watch this little gangbang session.
Yeah, man, that was fucking bizarre.
That was kind of like, I kind of like that too, because it kind of plays out like, what is it, Snow White? Is that the one with all the, or Sleeping
Right.
Beauty with all the fucking animals and shit?
Yeah, where she's
Like,
got
oh,
the,
this
the
might-
dark hair, the white skin, surrounded by animals, and
This
here's
is,
a prince.
This is very romantic. This might be nice. Obviously, we know that's not the fucking case. But it's, yeah, I thought that was a nice little touch.
Yeah, she tears old boy up. The disembowel, like the head, the jaw unhinging was a pretty decent effect, and it was actually practical. I didn't realize that until I did
I'm
some
gonna
research.
tell you what, that
was
jaw
practical?
unhinging, boy, that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about, if you know what I mean.
They designed a head to open up, and they had a different actor step in and do the whole thing. So
Well, that's cool.
yeah, pretty cool, man. It was so quick though; it's kind of hard to get to know that it's practical. I didn't realize it till after the fact. But in this is after this. We have the lake scene we've been talking about, where we get to watch her swim in slow motion and wring her hair out for a good 60 seconds of screen time. 60 seconds well spent.
You're saying that scene is practical because, hey, it's washing the blood off.
Yeah, because she's literally in the lake, or she's in the woods at school. She can't just walk back to campus.
And then Hootie says he's saying it's pointless.
I'm saying pointless because she swims across the lake naked to the other side. Where does she go?
Well, I
Where's
think
the
there's
it was like a documentary,
medium
Hootie. It was beautiful.
I think there's like a medium. There's a common ground. I feel like that scene, it was forced in there probably by your producers or the studio, because it's like, all right, we got to have some scene that's super sexualized and gets people in the door, gets young boys in the door to watch this movie. And then, the director's like, all right, let's kind of make it artsy. Let's make it cinematic. You have that wide angle shot of the entire lake. I mean, you still got a butt-ass naked Megan Fox.
Correction. She was not butt-ass naked.
Body double, whatever. Whatever.
She was wearing a flesh-colored bikini.
That's a fucking letdown. That's why you should have watched the unrated version. Unrated had her butt naked.
Unrated, they went in CGI the underwear out.
Yeah.
When she climbs out of the water on the other side, once I learned that, you can kind of see the bikini a little bit.
Well, here goes Hootie with the bubble popping already. So here we go.
You're welcome.
I don't think she's ever appeared nude in anything.
No.
That's insane.
No.
Chris would definitely know.
I would have stumbled upon that at some point around like 2012.
Mr. Skins is missing that category.
A month later, Jennifer appears sick and listless. She accepts a date with school emo. Joey Purdy incarnate, Mr. Colin.
Oh, that's funny.
Who she brutally ends up killing. While Needy and her boyfriend Chip have sex, Needy senses something dreadful has happened. She leaves in a panic and almost runs over Jennifer, who is drenched in blood.
Did we also pick up on there was a great piece of music playing?
Yeah, there was. I wrote one word here. It says, Akon.
That's what I'm put the same note.
I see you winding and grinding up on that pole. I see you looking at me, and I already know.
I know you want to fuck.
I want to fuck you. I think they did I Want to Love You in the movie, though. That was a bit of a disappointment.
Here we got, what's the second murder in the town?
Yeah, this is the first one where she, seems to plan ahead of time and actually ropes this guy into a secluded place.
It'll become obvious why, but it's pretty clever how the rock band, Low Shoulder, from early in the movie, they're becoming more popular.
On the radio and shit.
More well known, throughout the movie. And it parallels, the dissension of Devil's Kettle, which is, the town the movie's set in. It's the worse off Devil's Kettle's doing, the better off the band's doing, putting out albums and having their single being played on the radio. I mean, we're going to see why this is the case later on, but I think it's pretty clever. Because it's every moment that a radio is playing, that song's on there.
Every single moment.
Fucking banger, dog.
The school has adopted it as their anthem and shit.
Damn prom song over and over.
Great.
These kids were so fucking excited they were going to do the spring formal.
Chip over here, laying the lumber, laying some pipe, knowing exactly what the ladies want. They want air freshener and slippery swirl condoms. He definitely knows what's up. And then talk about Colin a little bit, played by Kyle Gallner, who starred in 2010's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes, he fucking did. That's right.
Red State, American Sniper, Scream. He was in the newest Scream movie.
I know from Scream.
Damn, I do not remember.
I got a note here. It says, "No shot Colin." Oh, yeah. I can imagine 2003 emo era Joey walking up to some hot chick in high school and asking her out. Walking around like Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3. No fucking shot. This Edgar Allan Poe fuck is pulling that, bro.
Yeah, this character was definitely a caricature of a lot of bands I remember from like
Look,
2006.
here's the thing. You say that, but I think one of this movie's strong suits, it doesn't lean super heavy into that shit. It doesn't overdo it. I think we even see that it in the two leading actresses. You got the super nerdy chick, and then you got the cheerleader, but they're friends. There's some crossover.
Yeah.
With their
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And
It's not like
you saw that in high school too when you were in high school.
it's not like the generic groups of people who don't interact with each other that you see in other movies and TV.
So I know that this is set in high school, and teens are awkward around the sexy time. I get it, but two things: one, why does Needy watch Chip put his condom on with like fucking? She's so excited. And then two, why does she laugh when he puts his dick inside of her?
It's a big old banana, man. It tickled.
She started laughing.
First of all, Hootie, these damn girls are super curious about a dude's dick. Like a 16, 17-year-old girl fucking another 16, 17-year-old guy, they're gonna be curious. It's not gonna be super serious. Like I'm about to fuck you into oblivion. They're gonna be curious about. Hey, I want to see your dick. Haha, this is funny. You over here talking shit about Chip? You know he's slinging damn pipe.
I just found it weird. Chip did nothing wrong.
When she was freaking out and panicking, he said, "Am I too big?"
Hell.
And he smiled.
Chip hell yeah, I'm beating this shit up. In my opinion, one of the funniest things in the movie is how Jennifer describes the fire scene from earlier, and she describes it as a white trash pig roast.
Jesus.
For me, I thought that was some of the most savage shit
fucking brutal
I've ever heard.
To your vocabulary lesson from earlier.
The writing in this movie is so fucking good, man. It's good.
From your vocabulary lesson earlier, Joy, in this scene, Jennifer tells Colin that he is giving her a weddy.
That's what it is.
I like that. I like weddy. If I'm taking one thing out of this, it's weddy.
That's when I get a weddy whenever I eat Chinese food, and I get that fucking slick butthole.
Oh, yeah. You gotta lay on your stomach. You can't sit down immediately afterwards.
Both of you guys watched the rated R version of the movie, right?
I think so.
All right. What I'm about to describe, I think it's probably one of the scenes that is in the unrated version of the movie. Right here, after we see the silhouette of Megan Fox's character eating the dude, which is fucking awesome and badass. Was there a moment after that where she was drinking the blood with her hands?
Yeah,
Not
she was
for me.
cupping it out, right?
Okay.
Like
You
this.
didn't see that, did you?
Yeah, I did see that.
That was in the fucking rated R version?
Yeah.
I thought that was some of the coolest shit I've ever seen in a horror movie. Showing
Seeing her
how,
do it, I think, made it even
hungry and shit.
creepier.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah,
An attractive
sure.
little woman doing that is just more disturbing,
That's another cool turn on its head type deal for this genre of having a female antagonist. It's all these dudes aren't afraid to go off with her alone because she's a female,
Yeah, even as Colin, as he's pulling up to the house, it's pitch black and there's no power obviously anywhere in that neighborhood. And if this is a woman,
boombox with an Akon, baby.
if there's a woman meeting a man in that situation, you just fucking leave.
If there's one emotion or feeling or whatever that's going to overpower your sense of self-preservation, it's the desire to have sex
with a really attractive lady.
Some of the stuff I've done to get a piece of ass. I mean,
good Lord, do tell.
Lip piercing.
We can pause the show. Do tell.
It's pretty. I like how they turned that on its head for sure.
Yeah, I liked him singing. Was it "Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head"? Like an emo version of it.
I thought that was the cringiest fucking shit. It made my damn balls hurt.
It reminded me of Spider-Man. That's why I was like, oh, this
fucking Spider-Man 3. Another talk about Spider-Man 3.
This fucking guy.
This movie's got a lot of connections to Spider-Man 3, apparently, Joey.
Jennifer visits Needy at home, and the two kiss. Jennifer explains that Low Shoulder had taken her into the woods after the bar fire and offered her as a virgin sacrifice to Satan in exchange for fame and fortune. Although the sacrifice was a success, Jennifer was not actually a virgin, so she became permanently possessed.
You know what the craziest part about all that you just said is to me?
That the virgin thing actually came into play.
The fact that you said you said they kissed. These motherfuckers went first, second, and third base, like just running full fucking speed. They was sucking each other's tonsils.
Wait, that might have been an unrated thing. What did you say?
Oh, y'all didn't see this shit?
Oh, I saw the kissing. Yeah, they're sucking on tongues and stuff. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, you said third base, like they were going down on each other. I didn't see that.
Oh, you didn't see their hands, bro. They were going in.
Well, Needy got freaked out, okay?
No, she didn't. She was the one that was like actually instigating.
She enjoyed it for a minute.
She kissed her at first. Like Megan Fox backed off. Amanda Seyfried fucking went forward.
Sandbox love, Hootie. That's still what you want,
shit
right?
was-
Sandbox
that
love
shit
it.
was
It never
hot.
dies. I mean, you
Can't
know.
wait to go visit Hootie again.
So step back in a bit. When Jennifer comes to Needy's house, she is wearing an Evil Dead shirt, a baseball shirt,
Nice.
and directly behind her, like to the left side of her fucking head, is a poster of Evil Dead. Could they have gotten that any more into this scene?
Fuck, yes. I would say I was more focused on the tongues than the shirts.
Did that bug you, Hoodie?
It did. I'm okay with like a drop of shirt. It's just like it seems forced. You got too much shit of the same reference in one scene. I got
but
very
it's
upset.
It's all like an homage, man. Like there's
It's all
there's
love,
several
baby.
shots. There's several shots in the movie that like pay homage to like Sam Raimi shit.
Well, there's also a poster of Fallout Boy as well. I don't know if
Fuck
that's
yeah, there
It's
is. You don't
it's
fucking
a-
get
it's a
much Fall Out Boy.
teenage
I'm
horror
not.
film.
That's what I'm saying.
Like the soundtrack is literally like all fucking teenage shit from like 2000s.
Yeah, man. This movie is like a vibe. It's a vibe of like 2006. That's all it is. After the unsuccessful sacrifice, Jennifer became hungry, and Ahmet, a foreign exchange student who was thought to have died in the fire, was her first victim. She had intended to eat
Ahmet.
Needy as well, but left because she could not bring herself to hurt her best friend. When she has eaten, she can withstand virtually any injury without pain, healing instantly. And that was kind of our info dump that explained what happened and her powers and what she is.
Yeah, and this kind of explains why the band has had the ascension they have. That they literally like communed with Satan and like gave Satan an offering for success.
Did you see this coming? This kind of surprised me, man.
I thought they were like werewolves or some bullshit. Is like my whole thing. Like I thought that was like Biter or something.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like some kind of like nasty rape scene, and then she like some magical power comes up and resurrects her. But the fact that they were intentionally doing this to summon Satan was kind of fucking, it was different.
I thought that was actually great. And then the whole the whole scene is like super like dark, like of how they're singing Tommy Tulane's Jenny to her while they're fucking stabbing her in the gut.
Yeah, the
And
stabbing
then-
was a bit brutal.
The fucking shit was he's explaining to her what's about to happen and everything, and talking about how his friend is gonna wear her face and all.
Just wear your face. No, I'm just kidding. But everything else is
Dude,
good.
I'm telling you, this guy, man, I wish I'd seen him in more shit because his comedic time is
I'm
funny.
telling you, I think Chris Pratt just ripped this guy's personality from this movie.
Hey, could be, but yeah, this is a example of more clever writing for sure.
Needy goes to the school's library's occult section and determines that Jennifer is a succubus, which you may know is the opposite of an incubus. She must feed on flesh and can only be killed while she is hungry and weak. Needy tells Chip about Jennifer. He does not believe her, so she breaks up with him in order to protect him.
But he bought her a corsage and everything, dude.
It was like
Whole-
$8, man.
$8. Why? Okay, these movies and they're just
The library.
slippage with the libraries having random shit.
Occult sections.
It's like in Thanksgiving when her uncle or her dad
Wait,
had a
wait.
whole thing on killing turkeys.
You're pulling in Thanksgiving here for questions of logical interpretation.
I'm
Okay.
saying all these books and these films just get thrown around of being in random places.
I mean, she probably could have just got on the internet. Google was a thing at the time, so I'm sure it would have been an easy Google as well.
She didn't want to put it in her Google search. Chris.
She didn't want it in the search history. Yeah, that makes sense.
Red flagged.
But yeah, kind of, I guess with the foreknowledge I had about what the movie was about, I was under the assumption that her character was a succubus. Chip is intercepted by Jennifer on the way to the dance. She takes him to an abandoned pool and begins feeding on him. Needy arrives and Chip impales her through the stomach with a pool skimmer. Jennifer escapes, but Chip dies.
Low Shoulder is playing at the dance.
Fucking killing it.
Never missed an opportunity.
It all comes full circle, boys.
Adam Brody had stage presence, man.
Also, keep in mind, it seems like Jennifer has had 3 or 4 opportunities to exact her revenge on this fucking band, but has never taken the opportunity once to do anything about it. Instead, she'd rather murder like football players and
Maybe she likes it.
emo school guys, and then guys who buy condoms from Super Target.
What's her pattern of victim selection, I guess, here? People
Vulnerability, ease of access.
Vulnerable men. All of them are
boys.
vulnerable.
Fucking boys, Hootie.
Boys,
Literally all
sorry.
three
I
of
don't know. That
them are so
linebacker
long.
dude looked like a grown-ass man.
Linebacker had a fucking 401k.
He might have been playing a high school kid, but...
But yeah, she lured Chip in with the whole, I think Needy's been fucking somebody else. That's all it took, man.
Oh, and Jennifer tells Needy that she goes both ways.
And then Chip goes out like a hero, question mark. This is Joey's boy, so I'm going to let him put him on the Hall of
Yeah, he
Fame.
went out saving his girlfriend who had just broken up with him.
Who he
It
was
kinda
just
takes a
cheating
lot
on.
Well, no, you just said it yourself. She's a succubus.
He was ready to get his succubus on.
Succubus
He was a broken
they have an
boy.
innate ability to, to seduce.
So, with Chip off of the board, Needy in a fractured mental state, we loop back to the beginning, essentially, here. Angry and heartbroken, she breaks into Jennifer's bedroom. The two fight, and Jennifer bites Needy's neck in the struggle. Needy rips off the other half of the best friend necklace, and Jennifer instantly stops fighting, long enough for Needy to stab her in the heart with a utility knife, killing her and destroying the demon. Jennifer's mother enters and finds Needy on top of her dead daughter's body.
I can't with this film, fellas. Okay?
This scene,
She pulls out the knife and says, "You know what this is? This is for cutting boxes."
Yeah, pretty much like this third act is kind of, it's got its moments where it's not as strong as the rest of the film.
yeah, the levitation bit is weird.
I didn't like that.
I don't like the way they staged
that whole sequence. I didn't like. I thought it was just really sloppy how it even begun, of her diving through the fucking window
like ninja rolling in, yeah.
like a Chinese gymnast or some shit. Rolls in there and then fucking has a hammer from nowhere. You really can't even tell it's a hammer the entire time.
I don't even recall the hammer.
I feel like it's like this part of the movie was super sloppy.
Jennifer's last words in this entire film were, "My tit."
My tit.
No, it's your heart. Like, you gotta remind this fucking bitch you got a heart or something.
This was one of my favorite wardrobes of Jennifer. I'm going to throw that out there. Them leg warmers were on point.
Oh my
You and the
god,
leg
leg
warmers.
warmers were hot,
Warmers,
dude.
man. It's all about accessories, dude.
Fucking
That's about
flash. What is it? Flashdance, dude. You remember Flashdance?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Needy is brought to an asylum. She now manifests some of Jennifer's supernatural powers due to the bite.
Shit is fucking whack, dude.
She escapes the mental facility and hitchhikes a ride, telling the driver she is following a band. In a credit scene, a home video and crime scene photos show that the members of Low Shoulder were murdered in their hotel by none other than Needy herself.
All right, I did like the end credits, like how
Yeah, that was fun.
it was almost shot in a way after like the video documentary, like first part of it. The second part was like a yearbook, like a video yearbook. That was
Yeah,
kind of
really
cool.
cheeky.
I like that. Also, like they snuck in a little cameo of Lance Hendrickson. Right there is the driver of the car. That was Bishop from Aliens. More to my point earlier, the third act right here of her being in the fucking insane asylum and floating around, I thought that was corny as fuck.
Why did your fella from Aliens have like a real molester vibe? But then that was
I think
nothing.
I think it's just showing like she's vulnerable or comes off as being vulnerable because she's like a hitchhiker female. Think about being a 65-year-old man in a car, all alone. Like some 18-year-old girl is like on the side of the road, needing help. You know?
Clearly,
I mean,
he didn't see Monster. Clearly. She will gut your ass.
But I mean, I'm just saying, if Charlize Theron needs a ride home, you got to give it.
yeah,
to
but it's no, hell no. That's Charlize Theron with a bunch of burns on her face, man. She looked
Another
fucking hideous in that movie.
example of a hot woman becoming unattractive.
It changes things, man.
Christina Ricci was her daughter in that. God damn. Oh,
I thought she was like her lover.
no, it's her
I
daughter
think
in
it was
that movie.
a lover.
She was a lesbian in that movie, right?
Yeah, they were definitely banging. They were
They were
slapping.
banging?
They were slapping tits.
That's hot too. Shit.
She was just hammering her in the head like fucking the Mario Brothers. So yeah, that wraps up Low Shoulder, man. Off the board.
Yeah, it wraps up Low Shoulder. Thank God.
Get 'em.
They fucking
Finally,
got
somebody got revenge that wasn't the Slighted Party. They got what they deserved. Can we talk about the soundtrack? I mean, it's not much to talk about because a lot of these bands I wasn't into, but like this is a 2000 teens wet dream.
Yeah, it's definitely emo personified. I feel like it was kind of muted in the movie. Maybe it's just because I wasn't familiar with the specific songs they were using. Like Panic at the Disco, like they didn't do the bangers that I know, you know.
Akon did not make the soundtrack.
Yeah,
Just
he
a
did not
spoiler
make the
alert.
sound. Couldn't afford them. But you had tracks from Florence and the Machine, Panic at the Disco, Dashboard Confessional, Cobra Starship, All Time Low, Silver Sun Pickups, Cute is What We Aim For. But yeah, if you grew up in the late 2000s, early 2010s, this was a banger of an album.
It's definitely a unique soundtrack compared to most horror films. You don't get this many popular bands on a horror soundtrack, so that gives it some more character there.
I would almost say it's like the Faculty of its time, you know?
Yeah, the fact it was a banging soundtrack.
All right, boys, let's put a bow tie around old Jennifer here. What piece of memorabilia do you want to collect?
This movie is so bad that I really don't want anything to do with it. But if I must take one thing, let me at least take it from the best actor in the film. Give me J.K. Simmons' prosthetic hand.
The claw,
Yeah, we didn't even
the
go
hook.
over the fact that he had a fucking claw-look hand.
I didn't even notice it
some
until like
reason.
his third appearance in
Yeah.
the film.
You didn't notice it in the opening scene when he comes in, it's clicking?
Nah,
I
man.
feel like this character probably could have done with a prequel. Let me cop those bunny slippers from the correctional institution. Those shits look mad comfortable. Those will feel good on the bunions.
I'm going with an accessory I've already highlighted here. Let me get them ankle warmers from Jennifer's final scene.
What are you trying to do? Fucking smell them?
Are you
don't
going to
know.
wear them, or?
Well, I got an injury right now, so I could probably use them. But then after that, I might take a sniff.
These ain't gonna do what tube socks do, but hey, you know.
All right, let's get to the nitty gritty here. What about your letter grades, Mr. Hootie? What do you have?
Unlike these two fellas that I can already tell by their love of this film, I did not enjoy this for a split goddamn second. The only people in this film, the only actors in this film I enjoyed was Chris Pratt and J.K. Simmons. And besides that, they couldn't even say this dog shit of a film. From the acting, besides those two, to the direction, to the bullshit sexualization, and now apparently somehow being a feminist film, I just didn't get it. I'm giving this movie exactly what it's asking for, and that is a solid D. Do not watch this film.
All right, what we have here is a C movie, but if I were a high school age girl watching this in 2009, it's a B, maybe even an A. I remember seeing the adverts for Jennifer's Body back when it first came out, but I never gave it a chance because all the trailers and the marketing at the time made it look like some run-of-the-mill cash grab based on Megan Fox's sex appeal and skyrocketing reputation from Transformers. Quite frankly, the marketing department fucked up with this movie. It far exceeded my expectations with its witty, funny writing, especially for what at the time of release was a throwaway, almost universally disliked teen horror. Megan Fox has never been the strongest actor, but she's perfectly cast as a superficial, seductive succubus. The rest of the cast is strong, especially Amanda Seyfried and, shockingly, Adam Brody, who has some pretty great comedic chops, in my opinion. The third act feels drug out, and definitely not as strong as the rest of the film, but doesn't do much to detract from the overall enjoyment of the movie. It's fun, it's funny, and it's underrated. Give it a watch, even if it's just to check out Jennifer's Body.
I will say I was pretty torn. Sitting through this the first time kind of left me wondering what I was doing with my time. The comedy bits kind of felt off at first, but the tone itself was just kind of confusing. I had no real sense of what kind of movie I was watching. I will say if I had just graded this on that first gut instinct, I might be looking at a D as well, but your boy did his homework, reassessed it, and doing the research and digging back through a rewatch warmed this thing up like leftover pizza. The camp just kind of clicked for me the second time around. Miss Fox and her first foray into carrying a movie unto herself are hereby marked with a lighter singed C+. All right, with the grade books closed, we want to recap our audience score guesses from Rotten Tomatoes for this bad boy. Keep it in mind, we're still working with a 5-point cushion for...
I better be the low man here. I'm always the high man.
Now, Hootie gave us 103% guess.
I think our guesses like reflect our actual end.
Yeah, actually, I guess they do.
From what I recall.
We'll recap these in ascending order, starting with the low man, Mr. Ryan Hootie, with a 28% guess. Joey with a 52. Myself with a 60. Actual score on Rotten Tomatoes is a 35% from the audience.
I was close.
You missed, brother. That's a big fat X for all of us.
I think that's a case of like Rotten Tomatoes being super popular at the time the movie actually came out. So you had a bunch of reviews like front loaded, and no one's revisited.
2009 was the peak of Rotten Tomatoes, probably.
So it's I think it definitely deserves a higher rating.
Because now everything gets like a 95. I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about?
That was a big deal back in the day when you go like, oh, what about Tomatoes give it? And if it gave it a shitty score, you'd be like, well, I'm not.
And they started using it in commercials and shit. Remember? And then
That's when I took it. I remember they used it. The first time I saw it used
Certified
was
Fresh.
Was from Mud.
Yeah, this movie is definitely a victim of like internet pile-on culture, you know.
So we're going back to the random wheel, my guys.
The wheel has been spun.
And it looks like we have been assigned 1978's Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Blind spot for your boy.
That's what they do in the movie.
You've already seen it?
I mean, yeah, I've seen parts of it.
Damn it, Joey's seen so much of everything. So we'll just hop on YouTube and check out the official trailer for Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 1978.
78? Taking it back.
And here we go.
Oh, this is definitely old.
That grain, man.
Jellyfish.
Those look like penises.
They come from a dying world.
A dying world.
They drift through the universe, pushed on by
How's
the
there
spirit.
bagpipes
They come from a
playing?
down world playing
bagpipes?
fucking bagpipes.
What is happening right now?
The function of all life is survival.
That's a cool effect.
Yes.
From
Is
deep
that David's
space,
father?
the seed is planted. Terror grows.
Ooh, what the fuck was that?
Like the others.
Elizabeth, wake up! Get you when you sleep. Sit up!
How does she know that?
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
She read the script.
It's got no tail, no character. It's unformed.
Here he
All of
is.
a sudden, they're growing like parasites. Is it contagious? People are being duplicated.
How do you know my name? I didn't tell you my name. Can't find anything in here that looks like a body. One side's nosebleed.
It looked right at me.
You're looking at it as if it was human.
So is this the thing as well?
This looks fantastic.
Now, the classic fear begins to grow
We're being cornered.
in a modern masterpiece of science fiction.
They're barricading the street.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Get down!
Jeff looks like a kid.
Sutherland, Brooke Adams, Leonard Nimoy.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Leonard Nimoy.
Dude, it's a fucking star-studded cast, man.
Invasion
Bagpipes are killing it.
of the Body Snatchers.
Right, Amazing
Deep
Grace.
space,
It is
the
Amazing
seed
Grace.
is planted.
This is amazing.
Terror grows.
Damn, I want to get some bagpipes now. It's my next
That
investment.
was a fucking wild trailer.
It's another 13 seconds of bagpipes.
I once was lost.
Fuck yeah, man. That
Why'd
was
you stop
wild.
the trailer, Chris? We were bagpiping.
So any guesses at what the fan score on Rotten Tomatoes is for this bad boy? So I think this is probably considered a seminal horror movie of the 70s. Don't see a lot of people watching this in modern times, so I don't see the score getting pulled down. So I'm going to assume people on Rotten Tomatoes have seen this probably a long time ago and gave it a 80%.
Ooh, a good even 80. I am going super high, and I'm going with a 92.
Mm.
I think it's the first time ever we've had like the same score. I got an 80% on mine as well.
Thank you for listening. Check out the website, horriblefilmschool.com, to find us on all platforms, as well as links to all the social jazz. Drop us a line, leave a review, send some love. I'm going to offer my support to women halfway sacrificed to the Dark Lord himself. Pick yourself up and use that second wind to tear down the sick fucks that did this to you. Girl power.
Nice. As always, if you're listening to the show, tell at least one person you know about it. Spread the love. Spread the campaign. Hit us up on Instagram. A lot of traction lately. Leave comments like whatever you want to do. If you don't, we don't give a fuck either. And with that, I am off to watch a classic. I'll see you later, boys.
Thanks for the likes, follows, listens, shares. We appreciate your time and your attention. Be sure to join us for our next episode where we take a look at 1978's Invasion of the Body Snatchers. We'll see you in the next one. Class dismissed.